When news of Jerry Yin and Tong Leah's secret wedding broke, fans were stunned, not just because of the secrecy, but because for many, this marked a turning point in Jerry's long and complicated journey with love. To truly understand why this moment feels different, we need to take a look back at Jerry's past, the heartbreaks, the hesitations, and the relationships that shaped where he is today. Mysterious nature. Yet that very mystery left many wondering, why didn't Jerry ever settle down? Why did his romances always seem to end before reaching forever? One of his most talked about relationships was with model and actress Lin Chiling. The two were often described as the perfect couple. Fans loved their chemistry, and at one point, many truly believed Jerry and Lin Chiling would end up married. They dated on and off for years, but the relationship was filled with ups and downs, marked by intense media pressure, career differences, and Jerry's well-known struggle to open up emotionally. He himself admitted in interviews that he was young, stubborn, and afraid of commitment at the time. And when the relationship finally ended, it left Jerry with a reputation for being too guarded, too reserved to give his whole heart away. After that, Jerry was linked to other women, though never with the same intensity. Rumors would swirl, fans would speculate, but nothing ever solidified. Each time, Jerry would remain tight-lipped, leaving the public to guess whether he was truly alone or keeping something private. For years, he seemed like a man who had everything: fame, wealth, recognition, but still carried a certain loneliness that fans couldn't ignore. And then came Tong Leah. Unlike Jerry's past relationships, this one unfolded slowly, quietly, without the media circus. Tong Leah herself had experienced heartbreak. Her high-profile divorce left her cautious about love, but also stronger, more self-assured. Where Jerry once might have hesitated, this time he seemed ready. Where he once avoided public vulnerability, with Tong Leah, he began showing hints of a softer side, smiles at events, gentle gestures that fans caught on camera, small but meaningful signs that he was no longer afraid to love openly, even if discreetly. What makes this love story different is not just who Tong Leah is, but who Jerry has become. Fans believe he has finally reached a point in his life where love is not about appearances or outside pressure. It's about peace, companionship, and building something real. Tong Leah brings that grounding presence. She is strong yet tender, independent yet willing to share her heart. Together, they balance each other in ways Jerry's past romances never quite managed. So when news of their secret wedding spread, longtime fans reflected on how far Jerry has come. They remember the young star who once shied away from love, who struggled to let someone all the way in. And now, at 48, he's not only found the courage to love again, but to commit fully. This isn't the fleeting romance of youth. It's the steady, enduring love of maturity. And that's why this marriage feels different. It's not just about Jerry Yin tying the knot. It's about a man who has faced heartbreak, loneliness, and years of speculation finally finding a love he wants to protect and keep forever. A love that, this time, truly feels like home. The revelation of Jerry Yin and Tong Leah's secret wedding didn't just stir emotions among longtime fans, it reignited conversations across the entertainment industry. For many, it was the closure to a love story they didn't even realize had been unfolding in silence. Fans who had followed Jerry since his Meteor Garden days were the first to pour out their emotions online. Some shared nostalgic posts, remembering how they once dreamed of seeing him married, but doubted it would ever happen. Others praised Tong Leah, calling her the only woman strong enough, yet gentle enough, to finally reach Jerry's heart. One fan even wrote, "We waited decades for Jerry to find happiness. Now he finally has it, and it was worth the wait." And then there were the whispers in the entertainment circles. Insiders claimed that many within Jerry's circle weren't surprised at all. According to reports, Jerry had been introducing Tong Leah quietly to close friends and colleagues long before the news broke. In private gatherings, he reportedly described her as someone who made him feel calm, someone who reminded him that love doesn't have to be complicated. For Jerry, who had always been known for his reserved personality, opening up in that way was already a huge sign that this was different. Tong Leah's side of the industry had their own reactions. Having gone through a highly publicized divorce, many wondered if she would ever risk opening her heart again. But those who know her well say Tong Leah's relationship with Jerry showed a more radiant, more secure side of her. One colleague noted, "She doesn't just smile with Jerry, she glows." That glow, many believe, is what convinced her closest friends that this marriage wasn't just a quiet ceremony, but a declaration of healing and hope. And now, fans are left wondering, what's next for Jerry and Tong Leah? Some believe the couple may eventually go public in a more official way, perhaps through a joint appearance, a magazine feature, or even a quiet but symbolic gesture on social media. Others speculate that Jerry, who has been relatively selective with his projects in recent years, might begin to slow down even more, focusing on building a family and a quieter life with Tong Leah. Still, there are those who wonder if this new chapter will inspire both of them creatively. Jerry has always been known for his intense, emotional acting, and Tong Leah for her elegance and strength on screen. Could marriage breathe new depth into their performances? Could we see them together in a project someday, not just as actors, but as life partners bringing their real connection to the screen? Fans can't help but dream. But perhaps the most powerful part of this story isn't about their careers or even the speculation. It's about what their union represents. For Jerry, it's proof that love isn't about timing or age. It's about readiness. For Tong Leah, it's proof that after pain and heartbreak, love can be rediscovered in the most unexpected place. Together, their wedding isn't just a celebrity headline. It's a love story that reminds people everywhere that sometimes the quietest romances turn out to be the strongest. And while the world may have only just learned about their wedding, Jerry Yin and Tong Leah seem determined to protect this love, keeping it sacred, keeping it theirs. Behind closed doors, away from the noise of the cameras, they've chosen each other. And in the end, isn't that what matters most? Now that the secret wedding of Jerry Yin and Tong Leah has been revealed, the big question on everyone's mind is, what does the future hold for this newly wedded couple? Jerry Yin, at 47, has always been seen as a moon of mystery. For years, fans often debated whether he was afraid of marriage, commitment, or simply waiting for the right person. But those close to him have shared something different. Jerry wasn't afraid. He was cautious. His childhood struggles, his years of intense fame, and the heartbreaks he faced all shaped him into someone who wanted to protect love at all costs. Now that he's chosen Tong Leah as his wife, fans believe Jerry will give her nothing less than his full devotion. So what kind of husband will Jerry be? If his past is any indication, Jerry will likely be protective, deeply caring, but also quietly romantic. He has admitted in interviews that he's the type of man who remembers small details, the things his partner loves to eat, the words that make her smile, the little gestures that make her day easier. Imagine Jerry leaving handwritten notes for Tong Leah before heading to set, or personally cooking for her on nights when she's too tired. Fans say this is exactly the kind of man he is behind the spotlight, private but endlessly thoughtful. Tong Leah, on the other hand, has already proven what kind of wife she will be. After enduring a very public divorce, she emerged stronger, more confident, and more independent. She once said in an interview, "A woman must know her worth, and when she does, she can give love more fully." With Jerry, she seems to have found the balance she was searching for, someone who doesn't overshadow her, but instead stands firmly by her side. As his wife, Tong Leah will likely be Jerry's biggest supporter, encouraging him to take on projects that excite him, while also ensuring their home remains a space of peace and warmth. And then comes the inevitable speculation. Will Jerry Yin and Tong Leah start a family? At their age, some might assume that a quiet married life is all they're looking for. But whispers from insiders say the couple has already talked about children. Friends close to them believe that if the time and circumstances are right, Jerry and Tong Leah would love to welcome a child, building a family together. For Jerry, becoming a father could be his ultimate transformation, turning the once mysterious bachelor into a man who finally found his purpose in family. For Tong Leah, motherhood again could be a second chance at experiencing the joy of raising a child within a secure, loving marriage. But even if children don't come into the picture, fans believe this marriage itself is already a powerful statement. Jerry and Tong Leah are showing that love doesn't have to be loud to be real. They didn't need flashy announcements, media attention, or staged photographs to prove their love. Instead, They chose privacy, intimacy, and authenticity. And yet, no matter how much they try to keep it private, the world will always be watching. Every future project they take, every public appearance they make, will now carry an extra layer of meaning. Fans will be searching for signs of their bond, stolen glances, subtle touches, even words spoken in interviews. Still, the strongest part of their story may be this. After years of doubt, after failed romances, after heartbreak and healing, Jerry Yan and Tong Leah found each other not when they were searching, but when they were ready. And that readiness has given them the courage to say yes, not in front of the cameras, but behind closed doors, where it mattered most. So as fans continue to celebrate this secret wedding, one thing is clear, the next chapter of Jerry Yan and Tong Leah's love story has only just begun. And if the past has taught us anything, it's that sometimes the greatest love stories aren't the ones played out on screen, but the ones lived quietly, faithfully, and forever behind the scenes.